You know, when you had a long ass day and you finally make it home, you get to kick your shoes off, plop down on the couch, you're just glad to be home. That's what it feels like whenever I get to use this bag. It just feels like home. And today, I want to talk about it. What's up, friends? I'm John, and this is UnPack'D, the place where we unpack all the details about your favorite bags, EDC, and travel-related gear. And like I alluded to in the intro, today we are talking about the GORUCK GR1, primarily the 26 liter in the Ruck material. Now, I debated making a video on this bag because it's been around for so long and it's already an iconic bag in its own right. But I figured I've seen some questions about the Ruck material in particular, and there's been some nice, thoughtful changes to the bag over the last year or so that I thought maybe it'd be a good time to make a video. And when I'm not reviewing a backpack, I'm always going back to this bag. Because yes, I actually do use the gear that I review and present to you on this channel. I just don't come up here and slam around on the desk and pretend to know everything. I do test it out for a couple of weeks before I actually make a video. And when I'm not doing that, this is the bag I always choose to go back to. It's simply because it just holds everything that I need on the EDC purpose just so well. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you probably already know that I'm pretty big on GORUCK bags in general. I have a wide range of GORUCK bags and wide range of materials, but that has not always been the case. And I pride myself on keeping it real on this channel, keeping it a buck, as the kids would say. And I hate to tell you guys, but I used to be a GORUCK hater. That's right. I have not always been a fan of GORUCK bags. Historically, GORUCK bags have had a real tactical military vibe, using 1000D Cordura in the front and back. And that has not been something that really appealed to me. And while I did enjoy GORUCK bags back then, I just didn't like the look. I didn't like the feel. This here is a Rucker. This is 1000D Cordura all throughout, front and back. And this is what made GORUCK what it is today. Their bread and butter. This is the look. The rows of Molly on the front, real tactical, real heavy duty. But me, myself, I have not been a fan of the 1000D Cordura. And I'm glad that, you know, GORUCK is making the bags in more materials nowadays. But historically, this was their go-to material. Full 1000D front, back panel, shoulder straps. And it's not for me. So I stayed away from GORUCK for a long time. But with the addition of some regularly in stock materials like 500D. Now they have Ruck. They just announced their Dyneema collection. So they're making changes to the bags that appeal more to people like me, non-military, people who want to carry the bag into the office daily. Now, could you carry this into the office? Probably, but 1000D multicam black, not really appropriate for an office setting. But something like this, a slick version, it doesn't have all the Molly, and it's just a nice, softer material, made it more appealing to me. Now that I'm done babbling about my love for GORUCK and the history behind it, let's talk about this bag right here. Now, this is the 26 liter in Ruck. So this bag is completely covered in Ruck material. This is a 420D ripstop nylon Ruck. Now, GORUCKs are available in a variety of materials, and it's kind of hard to keep up. So if you're wishing to purchase this bag, I always put a link down in the bio. That's not sponsored. This is not a sponsored video. Unfortunately for me and my bank account, I've purchased all these bags myself, and I really enjoy the Ruck nylon. It is such a nice material. This 420D is nice, smooth, supple. It is soft to the touch. It doesn't collect pet hair. It doesn't collect dust. It's easy to clean. And when I say I really do enjoy the Ruck material, I really do enjoy the Ruck material. Now, if you guys have seen any of my other videos, you may have seen this bag. This is the GORUCK M23. This is the first bag that I got from GORUCK and Ruck, and I just really enjoyed the material so much that I decided to venture out into some of the other offerings like the GR1, and also picked up the double compartment 18 liter bullet in this blue, tidal blue Ruck there. That's really nice. And I had to get the matching kit bag to boot. Like I said, not a sponsored video, unfortunately. Maybe one day GORUCK will work with me, but I purchased all these bags myself, and I can tell you, this is my gym bag, and this is my wife had kidnapped this from me. This is her bag now. But the M23, lots of use with the M23, and of course my go-to. I really do enjoy the material. Now, everything is not without its downsides. The 420D does have some downsides. So when this bag is not fully packed out, it is complete floppy mess. And I'll demonstrate that for you a little later in the video when we get to the loadout section. It doesn't stand up on its own very well at all. It doesn't stand up on its own at all. But when it's packed out evenly, it does a fairly well job. But it'll just crumple in on itself. It's super soft. It looks very floppy, and it can pick up some marks, especially the lighter colors of Roebuck. So I don't know if the camera can pick it up here, but I have a mark here and a mark somewhere else. The good thing about it is you could take a wet damp cloth and just clean up all these marks. It happens to pick them up. So that's going to be the primary base of this bag, is that 420. Now on the back side, you have a different material. You have a 210 high tenacity nylon. Now GORUCK got away from the 1000D Cordura because it's almost like borderline sandpaper. It chews up your clothing. It's very rough. When you're walking with the bag, I find that it grabs your shirt and rides it up, and I felt myself constantly having to pull my shirt down from underneath the backpack. I just really don't enjoy the 1000D. So I'm glad that GORUCK got away from that and they switched over to the 210. Now, I know there's a faction of people out there that are like 1000D or give me death. No, not me, dog. I'm 210 all the way. I'm from San Antonio. Our area code's 210. So I'm team 210 back panel. And again, with every material, there's a downside. And the biggest downside to the 210 on the shoulder straps and the back panel is that it's super slippery. And that's the biggest complaint from people who don't like it, that the bag slides around too much. And I can confirm the bag is super slippery. I got my bag on when I come home from work. My dogs come out. I bend over to pet them, and the bag goes, it's coming right off. When I walk, the bag sways. Now, I kind of find that as a benefit, to tell you the truth, because this back panel is a little warm. And when the bag's swaying with you, it kind of gives you that little bit of breathability that the bag doesn't offer itself. I really enjoy the 210. I'm really glad that GORUCK's kind of making that standard across the entire line of all their bags and all their offerings. Okay, so for the dimensions, I'm going to hit you with the dimensions right here on the screen. As you can tell, this 26 liter is a little bit of a tall bag, sitting at 20 inches tall. So if you're a short king or a smaller person, just keep that in mind, that this bag is 20 inches tall. So yeah, it's going to gain that capacity from the height and not so much the depth. While the Roebuck material is really lightweight and highly weather resistant, on the GORUCK bags, the weight savings between this and a 1000D Cordura are not really seen too much. But on some other manufacturers, like the Dragonfly is also available in the 420D Roebuck, the weight savings are there. I'm guessing because it's heavily padded that the weight savings aren't really seen that much. But the material itself is lighter, more weather resistant. Some of the complaints against it is it tends to snag and can pick up snags. Now, as you saw, I have a wide range of bags in this material, and that has not been my experience. This one in particular, it goes with me everywhere, and I have not caught a single snag besides some markings that, like I said, usually come off with just a wet cloth. So continuing on the exterior of this bag, you're going to have 4 zippered compartments. Now, this bag is using all YKK zippers, and this particular bag is manufactured in the USA. GORUCK does manufacture some bags in Vietnam, and to me, my experience, some of the bags made in Vietnam are of higher quality. But on this particular bag, I have not seen too many quality issues. I found a few loose threads throughout the bag that I had to clip off. But other than that, the quality seems pretty stellar, something that you're used to seeing from GORUCK. And even though it doesn't matter where the bag is made, it still comes with one of the best guarantees in the bag industry, the Scars Lifetime Guarantee. And the gist of that is, pretty much, if GORUCK makes it, they'll repair it. If they can't repair it, they'll replace it for you for free. So like I said, I think it's one of the leading, industry leading warranties out there right now. So if you're on the fence about trying a Roebuck bag because you're not sure of the durability, just know that the Scars Lifetime Warranty always has your back. Along the front, you're going to have the signature slant pocket from GORUCK here with the rain flap. Now, the rain flaps are the bane of my existence. They get in the way. They make the bag a little bit less user-friendly. Not so much on the slant pocket. It operates just fine. But on the main compartment here, I found that coming around these corners here, that the rain flaps get in the way. So now the zippers are coated. Looks like they have some weather resistant coating. They're not AquaGuard, but on the main compartment, you have this rain flap. So in order for me to make the bag more user friendly, before I open the bag, I've always peeled back the rain flap just so I can make it around the corner without issue. Now, because I'm so used to doing it, it's not a big problem for me, but I know a lot of people really hate the rain flap, and you can start picking up snags in the rain flap from constantly having to fight it. They are using chunky number 10 YKK zippers on the main compartment, and I really like that. I hope that more bag manufacturers do that. Using number 10s coming around this big, almost clamshell opening is very, very nice, very smooth. And a lot of bag companies are already doing it, like CTB26, the whole travel line from Evergoods has, that big number 10 chunky zippers. So yes, really, really like to see that on these bags. So those are going to be your two zipper compartments up front. Along the back, you are going to have the quick access pocket up top here. Now again, this is something new that was offered in the past by sending your bag in and having a custom scars modification, or if you bought one of the special collaboration bags from Carryology, those did come with quick access pockets. But I'm glad that GORUCK is adding them across the line. I hope that it's a feature here to stay. Everybody seems to love it. So yeah, I really enjoy the quick access pocket on this. It is nice size right up top. And if you're curious of what fits into this quick access pocket, I made a short showing you exactly how much stuff that I was able to cram into that pocket. So yeah, please check out some of my YouTube shorts if you want to see how much stuff that I actually was able to cram in that pocket there. Underneath the shoulder straps, you're going to have what GORUCK refers to the bulletproof laptop compartment. You're going to have one single zipper, and it's only like a 3/4 zip there. That's it. It only opens up that far. I haven't had an issue getting my laptop in and out, but just keep in mind, it is behind the shoulder straps. So yes, I've already come accustomed to peeling back the shoulder straps and having to undo the zipper that way. The bag does offer this nice beefy handle here. It is nylon with a little bit of padding. I added this DEFY Mr. Gripper leather handle just to give it a little character, add a little sexiness to the bag. I'll put a link for this down in the description if you're curious about these DEFY leather grippers, Mr. Grippers rather. And for the shoulder straps, you're going to have the signature harness of GORUCK, and kind of what makes them famous and kind of what makes the bag, for me, such a great bag to use is these big, giant, wide, heavily padded shoulder straps. Now you're going to see these across the line, across many bags. And this is for me the highest selling point of this bag because of this beefy, well padded, wide shoulder straps. My EDC weight is between 23 and 25 pounds, depending if I have to carry 2 laptops that day. And this bag can carry that weight, no problem, like no other bag can, to be honest with you. And you would think so because these bags were designed initially for rucking, so carrying weighted plates and on the inside. So handling my EDC stuff, super comfortable. And even though this bag can be heavy to some people, a lot of people choose to use this for travel because it can handle such a heavy load with ease. So the bag does come with this molle webbing down the shoulder straps here so you can add a sternum strap. So the bag does not come with a sternum strap. So these bags, this particular bag here, retails for $395. And shipping is not included. So after tax, title, and license, you're looking close to $450 for this bag. Again, this is one of the big deterrents and one of the biggest reasons people argue against GORUCK is because of the high prices and the lack of feature. Yes, you're not getting water bottle pockets. You are not getting a sternum strap. You are not getting tons of organization, and you are not getting free shipping. But always check the website. There are a couple of Robic models right now on sale for $275. So you can save a little bit money there on those particular colorways. But yes, these are not cheap bags. And I think a lot of that price has to go into maybe marketing and some of it for that Scars lifetime guarantee. Now, I don't know all the ins and outs of running a backpack company, but at $450 for this backpack, the price definitely seems a little inflated, especially when there's a lot of other bag companies making bags with this 420D ripstop at way more affordable prices, like CT, for example. which is coming in a future video. All your plastic hardware here is going to be Duraflex, color matched. There are no dangle stoppers. There's no web keepers, anything to keep the dangle from going crazy. Even the stock sternum strap, if you buy one from the website, doesn't come with any web keeper. But again, I had some custom made stuff, and I don't mind the dangle too much on these. As you can see, I don't have that much the way the bag's adjusted for myself. But just keep that in mind. If you like to keep your bag nice and tidy, you will have to add your own solution to that afterwards. And of course, like most GORUCK bags, you are going to have that 2x3 loop field up front where you can take the logo off. You know, there is an embroidered logo there. You can't really see it too much on this particular colorway. But yes, you can add your own patches or keep the patch that comes with the bag. On the bottom, you are going to have this wide base padded, fully padded bottom here. And it's still wrapped in that 420 Robic nylon. But that padded bottom is real nice. It helps the bag stand up on its own when it's packed out properly. So this 26-liter bag is, for me, is that sweet spot of EDC and travel. And I know a lot of people do use this particular bag for travel because it fits nice under your seat. And here's a personal item sizer box. So let's see, if you're flying on one of those stingy airlines like Spirit or Frontier, how the GR1 26-liter would fare against a personal item sizer box. Again, not every airline uses this particular box, but most do. And let's see how we fare. It fits. With a little persuasion, you can see I was able to cram it in there. Now, the bag itself is outside of the dimensions. This bag is 20 inches tall, so just keep that in mind. It's going to have a little bit of a rough time going down in there. Now, it's been my experience that this bag kind of flies under the radar. I've never been challenged by a gate agent with this bag, but your results may vary. Just know this is how the bag would fare if a gate agent were to challenge you. So this is what the bag looks like when it's not packed up. As you can see, it pretty much just caves in on its own. It's not capable of standing on its own, and it becomes like a big floppy mess. But let's go ahead and dive into the interior of this bag. Okay, so like I stated, I have to flip these rain flaps back just to make opening this bag a little bit more enjoyable. So I got that, and this big number 10's coming around. This bag will open up almost full clamshell. Because of that padded bottom, it's going to stop right about here. But I haven't had any issues with getting in and out of this bag or packing this bag out. Now you can see this bright orange interior. So every interior is going to be different depending on the colorway. On this particular earth green one, it's going to be this bright orange. Now I love a high contrast interior, so this doesn't bother me, but I know that there's a lot of people who are sick of the interior. Just know that depending on the colorway, you'll get a different color interior. Along the inside on the back, you're going to have 3 rows of moly webbing for you to attach accessories or any items that you want to choose there. The most popular option would be the GORUCK GR1 field pocket that attaches simply right there to add more additional storage and organization to the inside. But now with the addition of the quick access pocket, this material tends to get in the way of that. So mounting this field pocket on the inside kind of interferes with the capacity of the quick access pocket. So ever since the bags that I've been getting from GORUCK have this pocket, I kind of stopped using the field pocket. You can mount it a little lower on the webbing, but then you will take away the functionality of this stretch pocket here. So yes, you do have this stretch pocket here. It's normally where I keep my iPad, but I have to put folders in there and documents and stuff right along the back. It is elastic and it will stretch out. Have some pretty good room to it. It is gusseted, so if you were to ruck in it, you could fit a 30-pound plate in there pretty easily. Like I said, it has a nice amount of volume if you choose to ruck with this bag. There is no additional organization along the inside of the bag. Nothing on the sidewalls there. No more pockets or zippers here. But let's move over to the front compartment. So on this beaver paddle, this beaver tail, whatever people call it here, you're going to have 2 pockets. One of them is going to be this see-through mesh, and one is going to be a smaller non-see-through. They're both pretty good size here. They're going to be the standard pockets that you're going to find across a lot of the GORUCK bags. The mesh being used here, it seems pretty burly, like it's gonna withhold. You know, even if it doesn't, you have the Scars lifetime guarantee. But this seems like very durable mesh, very sturdy. Again, for a bag in this price point, these are the things you want to see. A material that's not cheap feeling or cheap looking. I really like the mesh on this pocket. Now that we got this bag all opened up here, let's load it out for a nice weekend trip, because this is a popular size for travel. I've used it for travel. It's great. It's wonderful. It's perfect for like a weekend getaway. There's some people who can use it for more than that, but I would tend to go with a bigger bag if I'm traveling for longer. But for a quick weekend getaway, this is an easy bag to choose. So let's pack it out. Okay, to start this loadout, I usually keep a folder with all my travel documents, hard copies of my reservations, and I found that this back pocket here is a good place to keep that. Fits in there perfect, and just I have hard copies, you know, in case I need for all my reservations. Down in the bottom, I'll start with my Peak Design packing cube. I have everything I need in there for a quick weekend getaway. I only need one cube for just a short weekend trip. Up top, we'll throw my Gravel Slim toiletry kit. And this is my T12 Lite from TomTalk, and it has all my chargers and other stuff, bricks that I need to keep all my electronic accessories alive and well. And with those three things in there, I still have a little bit of room on the side here where I can add my water bottle right in there. I found the best way to organize this is with GORUCK's very own accessories, the mini wire dop and the full-size wire dop. Now, I haven't seen this mini wire dop in stock in quite some time. I'm hoping GORUCK didn't discontinue it. It's a very useful little pouch. I keep all my dental stuff for my Invisalign in this one. I like to keep it separate from my toiletries because I grab this quite frequently. And in the wire dop, I just have my med kit that goes with me everywhere and a couple of little odds and ends and an additional Anchor battery. So I like using the wire dop in this large pocket here because it keeps everything organized and keeps everything from sinking down to the bottom and making the bag bulge in a weird way. But I found that this fits perfect in that large mesh pocket. And then the mini up top. Now that we got the inside all packed out, let's button it up and move over to the other pockets. Okay, so this front slash pocket historically has been very tight for a lot of users, especially if you're using the 1000D version of the bag. It gets very tight. The Robic material does have a little bit of give, so you can squeeze a little bit bulkier items in there, but I tend to keep it traditional, keep it the slim, smaller items in there, and it's a great spot to put your iPad, especially when you're traveling, so you can have easy access to your iPad. I found that fits down in there perfect. It's nice and slim. That's a 10-inch iPad there, and then we can toss in a couple of snacks, because you know your boy doesn't like to travel without some snacks. And I can throw my sleepy mask in there to catch a little bit of Z's on the short plane ride for my weekend getaway. So GORUCK does claim that this bag will hold up to a 16-inch MacBook Pro. I don't have a 16-inch MacBook Pro. I have my 16-inch Woodbook Pro, which is the same dimensions. Not quite the exact same specs or RAM as a fancy MacBook, but this one is the same size. And that fits in the back laptop compartment, no problem. And I still have about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 full inches. So I would imagine a 17-inch machine should be able to fit in there with no problem at all. But for sure, the 16-inch Woodbook Pro all day. For the quick access pocket up top, again, I do have a YouTube short showing you exactly what you can stuff in there, but this bag is fully loaded. It'll still hold your large cell phone. This is the iPhone 15 Pro Max, your keys, AirPods, and your passport, no problem, or your wallet if you choose to go that route. So there it is, a fully packed out GR1, ready for a weekend getaway. Now let me throw the bag on so you can see what it looks like. Okay, for reference, I am 5'10", and this is the way the bag looks on me. Now, it doesn't come with this stow system or this V Fidlock buckle. It's something I had made custom, but these big beefy straps, super comfortable. Have all that weight of the whole weekend loadout, and honestly, it fits like a glove. It feels so comfortable, and it's one of the main reasons that I really choose to use this bag for EDC. For somebody who carries at a minimum 23 pounds worth of gear, this bag can handle that with no problem. So these big beefy straps may not work for everybody. If you're a smaller frame person, if you're more a petite person, these straps can dig into your smaller frame a little bit. So my wife doesn't find these giant straps comfortable, and she prefers the bullet because they're a little bit thinner. The padding's a little bit less, and she finds this way more comfortable. She loves this bag. It's more comfortable for her. But again, just for reference, I am 5'10", and this is what the bag fully loaded looks like when it's packed out on me. So why I like many of the little bit of changes that GORUCK has done to the bag, especially offering this beautiful material, this 420D Robic, there are some things that I still don't like about the bag. So let's get into what I did and didn't like about this bag. So of course, the number one thing I liked about this bag is the harness system. It is super comfortable and the most comfortable harness system that I've tried on all the bags that I've used, with the exception of one. That is the Rehose Buddy 30 travel backpack. That one is number one for me. This GR1 is coming in number two. But I did recently pick up an Azo equipment, and just from my initial testing, it fits like a glove. But for now, this bag is number two as far as comfort for me, especially with the amount of weight that it can handle and still remain comfortable. That's going to be the number one thing that I like about this bag, the harness system. Now, while the bag doesn't offer a lot of internal organization or organization in general, I find that for me in the way that I pack, that's actually a benefit. So the nice, simple layout of the bag is a really nice feature for me. I don't have all these hidden pockets and stuff where I can easily lose things, where I'm scrummaging around the bag trying to find where I stuff some things in certain areas. So I prefer the simplicity of this layout very much. And lastly, I like the overall aesthetics of the bag. Now, it's a very simple design and very simple look, but it's very clean, especially this slick version that doesn't have all the modeling. I really enjoyed looking at the bag. I think the bag looks well. I think the bag looks well on me. And I just, it sparks joy for me carrying it. I love to look at this bag. I think it's a beautiful bag. So one of the things that I dislike about this bag is the back panel. Now, while the bag is very, very comfortable, it looks like it has some breathability, but these are just stitching lines. This back panel is completely flat. There is no breathability. And this is the only bag that I can feel where it gets warm on my back. After about 15-20 minutes, I can physically feel a warm spot right around here. Now, while I've used other bags that don't breathe so well, I've never developed that warming sensation like this bag does. It could be because of the amount of weight that I'm carrying and everything's kind of focused right there on this lower back portion here. But yes, sometimes I'll have to kick the bag out a little bit to allow a little bit of airflow back there to kind of give it, some relief from the heat that's building up back there. But this back panel, yes, I have found not to be very breathable. And the main issue I have with the bag is this price. These are very expensive bags, and this Robic material is some of the most expensive. I think the only thing more expensive than the Robic is the new Dyneema collection, which is kind of strange to me because a lot of bag companies are offering very affordable bags in the same 420 ripstop material. And it seems like it's almost like a cost saving for bag companies to offer a nice quality bag with a quality material at a lower price point. But GORUCK seems to be the opposite. This one is the more expensive. And for $450, this is probably the least feature packed bag in that price range. You get no water bottle pockets, you get no sternum strap, you get a lot, you don't get a lot in the package. So for $450, I would like to see a little bit, at least free shipping, at least throw in the sternum strap. And you could probably make a laundry list of things which you could get for $450. And there's probably a lot more bags out there that are feature heavy for half the price of this. And if you couldn't already tell, the other dislike from this bag are the rain flaps. Like, again, I understand the purpose, but these rain flaps are just annoying sometimes. And they're not so bad on this Robic version. They're easy to peel back. But like my Dyneema GR1, good grief. The rain flaps are super stiff. So even peeling them back is a little bit of a process. Now, I talked to one of my friends who says that he peels them all the way back and he just leaves them like that because they're so stiff and they're so hard to use that he just leaves them back all the time. For me, from an aesthetics point, I don't like to do that. So I do flip everything back after the bag is closed. But man, I get the function of the rain flaps, but man, they're a pain in the ass to operate if you don't peel them back. So for those playing along at home and have seen some of my other videos, you know that I have a Mount Rushmore of bags, and the GR1 is on my Mount Rushmore of bags. Now, if you're keeping score, that's going to be the ULA Dragonfly 30 liter, the Evergood CTB 26, and now the GR1 26 liter is going to be on my Mount Rushmore of bags. I would love to hear what bags are on your Mount Rushmore of bags. So please comment down below. If you had to assemble your own Mount Rushmore of bags, what would you have on your Mount Rushmore? So for me, I got 3. As we continue to make videos, I will reveal my 4th and final Mount Rushmore bag. But my mountain is ever evolving. There can be another bag come along that can easily bump this off. But for now, it's going to be the GR1, ULA Dragonfly, and the Evergood CTB 26. If you made it this far in the video, I want to say thank you so much. Please consider liking and subscribing as it helps support the channel and it helps me grow. So in the future, bag companies like GORUCK may want to work with me, and I would appreciate that. So yeah, if you enjoy these videos and you want to see more, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. If you have any questions about the Roebuck material in general, just ask them down below. These are not even the only bags that I have. I have a couple of other bags in 420D as well. Like I said, I have one from Seep Tactical that I've been using that is going to be on a future review video. That thing has been awesome. But if you're curious about, trying a Roebuck GR bag, let me know. I can help answer your questions. What bag do you think could throw this off my Mount Rushmore? I'm really curious to see what you got for me. Do you have a bag you think is better than the GR1 in this 26-liter range? I would love to know. I reply to all the comments. Please join the conversation. I love reading the comments and answering questions and going back and forth with you guys. But let me know what you think about this bag in particular. Do you think it's worth the price tag of about $450 with, tax, title, and license shipped to your house? I don't know. It was a tough pill to swallow, I have to admit, but having used this extensively, it's honestly been a real joy to use, and it's so comfortable. It just feels like home when I'm wearing it. But yes, tell me your honest opinion, what you think about this GR1 26-liter in the comments below, and I cannot wait to see you on my next video.